Hey guys, welcome back to Lazy Cat Reactions. If you are here, then you know from the title that this is the season 2 premiere of Heartland. And according to Netflix, it says that this is titled Ghost Horse. 4 months after Ty's sudden departure, Amy is used to Heartland's new stable hand. She tries to tame a wild Mustang as Lou plans a surprise party. So, Season 1 ended with, as I said, Ty leaving. His father had gotten in touch with him and he wanted to go and talk with him and everything. So he ended up leaving at the end of season 1. Obviously, he's not going to be gone for very long. As we know, Lou and Scott also kissed and I believe are kind of getting involved as well. And Jack has been seeing someone as well, Ben's aunt. So we'll see how that continues. I've said all throughout season 1 that I'm really enjoying the show. I was hooked after the first episode. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen here going forward. So if you're ready, let's get started. Spartan. Spartan is her horse now. Such a good boy. So it's 4 months after he left, so you figure he left in the spring, 4 months later, so we're probably late summer, early fall. I guess it's fall if she's wearing a jacket. Beauty. Spartan. There's something wrong. The horses are... The horses are not happy. Sense something wrong. So I hate seeing that the horse is bloody. Obviously the horse lost that fight with the other horses. And obviously out in the wild, it would go ahead and heal on its own and everything, but it could still get infected. So I think it's good that Amy is going to take it in and heal it and everything. You know, it would be so hard. That's what they do. They rehabilitate these horses. And I think to myself, how would you be able to let them go? You know, like I see people who foster animals, especially cats. And as you know, I have cats. And I just think I wouldn't be able to do that. You know, as soon as the cat's paws would touch the floor, that cat would not be leaving. You know, I know me and it would not leave. And so with something like this, I don't get how, because obviously she cares about the horses, and it just makes me think, how would you be able to let it go? You know, like this, she'd go ahead and rehab him, and then would she develop enough of an attachment to the horse that she would end up keeping it because it's obviously wild? Or would she then, once it's healed, just release it back into the wild? And sometimes that seems to be a problem too. I remember there was some story about, I think it was like a seal or something that was rehabbed, and once it was sent back in the wild, it got eaten by a whale. So it was like, I think it was a seal. So it was kind of like, it seems like wasted effort there. You know, like why did you release it back into the wild when that happened? And then you could argue and say, well, that was nature. It may have been nature, but it is kind of like if you had just kind of kept it in the enclosure, you know, kept it for the rest of its life, it would have survived. So it kind of makes you think about with something like this, like when she does catch the horse, which you know she will she go ahead and keep it? Or will she rehab it and then let it go? And if she lets it go, who's to say it might not die a day or two later from whatever, you know? But if she keeps the horse. It has a fighting chance to live the rest of its life. So it just makes you wonder. I mean, kudos to Amy for being able to do that because I wouldn't be able to. Anyways, we'll keep going.
Do you remember how much it would have cost us to repair the barn if people hadn't helped us out?
Well, it's none of my business. I don't know anybody that got rich running the dude ranch.
Okay. Just so everyone is clear, it is not a dude ranch.
Whatever.
I think the dude ranch is a great idea. I could teach lessons, help out over the
Voice. She'll do it. Come on. Come on, baby. I got the sun for a second. That was good. I'm glad that they got the horse, because now that they got him, they can go ahead and attend the injuries. It breaks my heart. I feel so much for animals. So it breaks my heart seeing that the horse is a little bloody, which, as I said, the wounds would heal on their own anyways, but at least this way it can have special care and they can examine it and see what else. Because I'm sure that once they got him there in the pen, I'm sure that they went ahead and probably called Scott, and then Scott, of course, will come over and take a look. To be honest, I'm surprised that Scott isn't their own private veterinarian. Since their job is to rehab horses, you would think that they might have their own private veterinarian for it. And of course, with 600 acres, Jack will go ahead and give some of it up. We know he will. They will end up getting their dude ranch. And Lou is good at finding ways to make money for the ranch. I know Jack wants to kind of keep it the small operation, but even if there was some sort of corporate equine retreat, you could still keep it kind of small. He says, I don't want a bunch of people here. And I'm thinking, it doesn't have to be. You could have a limit of maybe 6 people at a time. So it wouldn't be a whole lot. And, she was showing cabins or whatever where they stay. And I'm thinking, so are they going to have a separate place for them to eat, or are they going to eat in the house? And if they're going to eat in the house, are they going to hire any staff who can cook the food, or is she going to cook the food? Because that's going to be a lot of food for extra people. As when they sit there and eat, Owen, is it Owen? Or Caleb, I'm sorry, it's Caleb. Caleb is eating there. And it was with Ty, when Ty was there, he was eating with them. And so I think it's nice that they let the ranch hands eat with them. Because, they could treat them as staff and make them eat separate and everything. I apologize, my nose is running. The joys of winter and always having your nose run in winter, yay. But yeah, I think it's nice that they let the ranch hands eat with them, because they could treat them as staff, relegate them as staff, and make them eat separate. So it does make you wonder if they're going to have a separate place for them to eat. If they do this corporate retreat, is there maybe going to be a separate area for food so that they really don't have to visit the house? Or is it one where these people would come and they would eat there, which means then they might have to add on to the house to accommodate that many people in there at once. But I'm sure that Lou and Jack have probably already thought of that. Anyways.
Nearly as good as ours will be. And just look at these rates. And that is per day.
Unbelievable.
But people will pay top dollar for an experience like this. I have my MBA.
So I've heard.
I need to use my skills, or I'm gonna go nuts and drive everyone around me crazy.
I know that too. You already have.
You on my team, Grandpa?
Your team is that equine retreat list.
Delicious?
Yeah. Smell like a belief.
We still on for Saturday night?
How about a yes or no answer? Seriously. Oh no, get inside, baby, get inside. What the hell is time? Oh shit, he's got to jump again.
Got a message for your daddy. You tell him to have the money by tomorrow night.
Oh shit. So that horse is calling to her. You keeping him outside? That's kind of rude. It seems kind of rude to keep him outside. I get that he's wild, but kind of fair, you know? And are you going to go ahead and take care of his face? Is he going to allow you to get that close, I guess? But, you know, she's frustrated, and I get it, but it's like you have to realize you're dealing, at least right now, you're dealing with a wild animal. It's not like the horses that are conditioned to people who have just been injured and you can easily go ahead and kind of manipulate them. This is a wild animal. This might be his first time interacting with humans. So yeah, it's gonna take a bit of time. Of course, as we know, by the end of the episode, things will have changed and she will have bonded. You know, Jack and Lou were talking there about bonding, and I'm thinking, yeah, you do have to bond with horses. You do have to bond with each other. It's what happens, you know? You do have to bond. And, you know, it's important to do that. It's important to have a relationship with a horse. If they trust you, they will be completely loyal. And of course, that's what this is. We kind of learned that a bit when she was working with Spartan in the first episode, is it was kind of about that, like about learning to trust and getting a bond. And obviously that's what's going to happen here with the Mustang, that he's going to learn to trust her and bond with her. To be honest, I hope she keeps him. I hope they don't release him back into the wild. I hope she keeps him. Oh, her parents, okay.
Oh my gosh, get a room.
Last word. Daddy's gonna sing for his supper now.
When the humiliation ever ends. Hungry.
Hopefully he's not bad. Go Jack! I think in a way Jack kind of likes that. You know, it's how he just kind of dove right in there and took care of business. And we saw there, of course, that one episode of season 1 when those kind of bad ranch hands started creating trouble, and he went ahead and he was fighting along with Ty. And I'm thinking, in a way, I think he kind of likes to do it, you know? I think he likes that, you know, the whole manly thing and whatnot, even though Jack acts like he doesn't. You know, I have a feeling he's kind of more into that whole kind of physical aspect. I am wondering, though, where his girlfriend is, because she's not there at the party. At least we haven't seen her. Granted, she may have had stuff to do, but you know, Ben isn't there either. So, yeah, it's kind of like, where's Ben? Where's the girlfriend, whose name escapes me? And again, maybe they couldn't make it. Maybe there's maybe he's at a show that weekend. But you would think that they would have shown up for Amy's party. So it was nice now that we see what Caleb was doing when he was asking her about Saturday night. It wasn't like an actual date. It was to get her out of the house so that they could prepare for the party. And I like Scott and Lou together. They're really cute. Oh, I hope they stay together. 5.5 minutes left. Oh, he's all beaten up.
Sure you don't need a doctor? How else?
He's like the ghost horse.
It was quite the situation you got yourself into. Living in that place.
Yeah, it worked, huh? It's a pretty good setup, I'd say. You're not still mad at me because I said girls can't break Mustangs, are you?
No. But I'm gonna prove you wrong.
What happens next? Something's not the same.
You missed him.
Amy,
Why did you bring him here, Grandpa?
She left on me. It's the be all and all today.
Because he had nowhere else to go.
It's the be all and all today. Does it have to be this way? It's the be all and all today. Could it happen once again? Two lovers or just friends? Whatever you asking me, is it gonna set you free?
Having a bond.
Next time knows no cure for hearts broke by empathy. Can you make it up today?
Ty and that Mustang are kind of one and the same. Wanderers, but they've found a home, you know. It was like the Mustang knew that Ty was like him because he came right up to him. Obviously, Amy is a bit pissed, but it's going to be all right. Like right here, I see for episode 2, it says, Ty comes back to Heartland and soon realizes much has changed in his absence. Lou and Tim are at odds with Jack over their plans to change Heartland. So yeah, he realizes that obviously in the 4 months that he's been gone, changes have happened. He's obviously probably going to be competing for her affections against Caleb, since Caleb obviously is making a play for Amy as well. I wonder if we'll find out what dealings his dad was into, because obviously the guys were saying, you know, we'll kill him or we'll kill you. So obviously his dad is into some pretty shady shit, and something happened obviously in those 4 months, which is why those guys were searching for him and beating him up and everything. So season 2, of course, off to a good start as always. I'm going to start episode 2 here in just a little bit. If you are actually seeing this video on YouTube, it may be that you're on a different VPN. These are being blocked in America, Australia, and New Zealand. So I would say go ahead and change your VPN if you can, or visit me over on Rumble for the rest of the Heartland Reacts. There aren't restrictions over there, and you can see all of them in their entirety. Follow me on Instagram if you can, and TikTok as well. Please consider supporting me on Patreon. I know money is tight for a lot of people, and even just like a $3 donation helps. I may end up with Lazy Cat having an option for one-time donations, if that would work better for you guys than a monthly donation. So if you can support me, great. Otherwise, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. Hit the notification bell to be alerted when other Heartland Reacts or other reactions are posted. Or even if you just want to see some videos of my cats. Please hit the like button and leave a comment. I'd like to hear your thoughts on what happened in season 1, this part of season 2. No spoilers though. And I thank you for joining me for the season premiere of season 2 of Heartland. I am looking forward to continuing with the show as always. Feel free to check out some of my other videos here on YouTube, and of course, as I said, on Rumble. I have also joined Odyssey, so you can check me out there as well. Special shout out to my editor, Captain Factory. She's the one who makes these videos look the way they do. Muchas gracias to her. I will see you next time. Bye.